The man was one of the few who made it out of Auschwitz alive. He was exposed as a boxing champion when the officers were looking for two prisoners to play with. He stepped into the ring to entertain the officers. After dodging for a while, he got back into shape and beat his opponent with ease. After this fight, he was sent to an easier job and received more bread. While others were working, he filled a bucket with water and trained in secret. He kept winning in the fights that followed. But the cries at night in the camp never stopped. There was anger in his eyes, and he had nowhere to let it out except in the ring. A big, strong man arrived at the camp. They were not on the same level at all, but the strong man didn't know how to box. After dodging for a while, the man landed a punch to a weak spot and knocked him down. But in the eyes of the officers, he was no longer just a toy. They saw him as someone who stirred up the emotions of the prisoners. That night, he gave his bread to others. He slowly became a hero in the eyes of the prisoners. He also realized it. He told the boy it was time to stop fighting. This wasn't a fair sport, but the boy said, "You're not fighting for yourself anymore." That night, his opponent was a German boxing champion. Seeing how well the man was doing, the officer told a prisoner to pass him some water. When the next round started, the man suddenly felt dizzy. The officer had poisoned the water. His opponent punched him hard and knocked him down. The man couldn't get back up. The hero in the prisoners' hearts was knocked down. They hung him in the square with a champion sign on his chest. That night, the killing continued. The man could only watch in silence. The next day, he woke up in the pit where they burned bodies. Suddenly, he saw a wooden angel. It was the boys. At that moment, all his anger and pain burned inside his chest. In the ring, the champion was still fighting. His opponent was a prisoner who hadn't eaten for days. Then the gate opened. The man walked in, dragging his weak body, and slowly climbed into the ring. His hands had been tied for too long and he couldn't throw a punch, but he showed no fear. He used his quick dodges to mock his opponent. At that moment, he showed a playful smile. Even after getting knocked down, he didn't give up. He stood up with effort, holding onto the ropes, and kept that same smile. He felt very confident and kept dodging every attack. Even when the opponent punched him across half the ring, he stood still and leaned his head forward again to take more hits. After many punches, the opponent became angry. When he threw another punch, the man suddenly lifted his head and broke the opponent's wrist. One punch, then another. The man won this unfair fight. After this final match, an officer noticed him. With his strong will, the man walked out of Auschwitz.